Let's take a look at their players that we've got today.
Oh, it might be a redraw actually.
Oh.
Oh. Yeah, so without revealing too much, the game that was drawn is a Genesis game, a platformer, which is it's also an old Mystery Tournament backup with a pretty short pace bin. I would expect to get screwed over by something if I had to play this, but it's its own kind of thing. But anyway, we kind of expected TMR might have played this. He didn't recognize it immediately, but after loading up the game, he's like, yeah, I think I did play this, so.
I know I've actually played this when I had the cart for this as a kid. I know I'm not a racer and don't matter, but hey.
Missing out on commentary, actually knowing what's going on?
No, it's been like 15 years, 20 years, 30 years. It's been so many years.
I don't know, I always underestimate how much I actually retain from that kind of old stuff.
I overestimate, and then I sit here and play Zelda, and I'm just sitting here just, oh, no idea what I'm doing anymore.
Yeah, so
Well,
we've had these
I
player
did-
cards floating around on the screen for a while. We should probably say something about this. I'm so bad at these parts. But yeah, I'm not sure what round this is exactly, but I assume pretty deep into the winners. These are some staple names here, as you can see on the cards. High win percentages. If you're not familiar with the stats, as usual, like 66 and 63 might not sound all that amazing, but in elimination tournaments, like even holding like around 50 is actually pretty solid already. I'm not sure how that works out, but just that's my experience of seeing these over many different players. And as you can see, some girl, Nymph at best, Mexican runner, 2 top 8s. Also TMR, I feel, is one of the more lopsided players in the tournament in terms of like doing extremely well in certain kinds of games and not so well in others.
Yeah, he can be a bit of a toss-up sometimes. There are absolutely times where he will just crush the game, and then sometimes he has a little bit more of a struggle going with it. Some girl, though, has been pretty reliable, contender, always just improving, has been participating in so many events over the course of time that I think so. One sec.
Yeah, so we're doing the usual redraw things and people aren't really keeping things going. Everyone's kind of just hanging out there waiting for someone else to say something, basically.
Yeah. Sometimes that happens a little bit. See, that's why I use the strategy, Bright Shadow, of just not racing, so that way the bad doesn't catch up to me. Or that way I don't have to worry about being bad during the tournament or being the last bad person in the tournament.
But yeah, the usual procedure for redraws, for those who aren't familiar, is basically that mod checks whether someone has played the game. If they have, they can either offer the redraw or not. Early on we were more strict about it, but since it's something you can't really strictly polish, then the actual rule is that you don't have to redraw even if you speedrun the game or whatever, but basically everyone does. Then their opponent can accept or refuse, if they want to make them play the game anyway, which would be quite a call out. I'm not sure if that's happened much, but yeah, almost every time this comes up, someone says they played it, they offer the redraw, the other person accepts, and sometimes you just assume this all plays out from the moment someone says they have played it. At other times, people need prodding to keep the flow going, and then we might be sitting there for a while. But yeah, TMR is saying he probably doesn't remember much about this, and some girl is saying, like, yeah, let's play, seems good. So I think we are playing this after all.
All right, it looks like we are going to be having Shinobi 3, The Return of the Ninja Master for the Genesis. Yeah, and this is going to be the kind of game that, unless you were speedrunning it, having some memory of it's not going to help the most. That so, yeah, like I was saying, this is actually a cart that I had on as a kid. If I'm not mistaken, this is a fairly straightforward kind of action-y game. A little bit less platformer, a little bit more action.
Alright, then after the redraw was sorted out, we're basically starting right away. We have the countdown going on IRC, so should be up on the restream right about now.
And we are go. Alright. So yeah, like I said, it's a little bit more, a lot less platformer, more straight up action, kind of don't get killed, move to the right kind of game. And we're basically going to be throwing a whole bunch of kunai, and TMR has figured out how to dash. So unless some girl figures out how to dash, that's going to be a huge thing. I sure do hope the pasteman mentions it.
It's there. I just opened it back up.
Alright. This is why you always got to read the pasteman, folks. You never know what...
I'm not sure if it's missing that or if it's a deliberate choice, since there seem to be quite a bit of enemies. Like, that's...
Oh yeah, because she's dashing, yeah.
That's kind of a major thing I dislike with this, like racing these old games, that you often have a lot of trouble telling how fast you should be going. And I mean, I'm not saying it's necessarily bad. It's a skill reading that quickly, and certainly a lot of like old-time Mr. Tournament players have got amazing at it. But yeah, there's often a trade-off where if you use your fast movement and just go, then you end up running into things, and then you run out of life and find out there are no refills. Just the punishing health mechanics and so on.
Oh,
or
wow.
alternatively, you play it safe and it's the opposite. That you actually have infinite health and lives and whatnot, and you could have just run through everything. And yeah, success in these old games really hangs a lot on being able to recognize quickly which kind of game it is.
So some girl takes a bit more of a lead, or a bit of a lead here, as was able to just drop the boss in one combo. Now we have wall jumping action! Everybody's favorite. You're not a ninja if you can't wall jump. What do you think? What do you think the 3 most important skills that a ninja possesses is in terms of abilities, Polari?
I'm kind of like getting mixed up here because I haven't like come across with this kind of ninja media in a while. Mostly I just chats on Discord over how this is like completely historically nonsense. That actual ninjas would be like spies dressing up as regular people and being really low key. So it's kind of pulling into 2 completely opposite directions here.
Come on, the answer is wall jumps, shurikens, and stealth kills.
Okay, apparently this is some kind of a reference that I'm not getting.
No, that's just, I mean, it's ninjas. Yeah. We appear to be on a boss, I don't know if this is a mini boss or a real boss. But TMR managed to go through that area a lot faster than some girl. TMR is actually using sword. Some girl has no such need for close range things.
Huh. Wasn't it the other way previously? That some girl was gonna head on the first big enemy when TMR was slowly whittling them down with kunais and some girl just mellowed them to death.
Yep. TMR was, I mean, they're trading back and forth here. Unfortunately, without some girl using that sword, there might be some issues here. Especially if she ends up using like all of her kunai on stuff. But this boss is kind of being just only taking 1 hit.
Yeah, my read here is that it's coming back to the thing about being unsure about how health works in this game. Like some girl seems to be really wary of going down in...
Oh!
Wait, did she just commit seppuku?
She just blew herself up and recombobulated, recombobulated, and then take the dude down.
Yeah, but she also lost her life in the process. It looked like she just suicided. And I have no idea what she gained from it.
There are special jutsus in the game, and that was one of them.
Yeah, but what did it do besides killing herself?
Big damage. Big damage.
Alright, yeah, so like screen clear, I assume?
Yeah. Well, I mean, against that boss, it's a particularly useful thing to have there.
Okay, so...
That's when you kind of want to use them against bosses and the like.
So this is stage 2, right? They just completed the first one?
Yep, they did get the game did confirm this is stage 2.
Okay, so the goal is beat stage 4. So given that this game is on easy and they have high resolution and such, they could really afford to use that thing a lot.
That's definitely going to be one of the big strategies, is like how often do you kind of use those things?
Yeah, so they have 9 lives and 3 continues, and the continues reset at the beginning of the stage. So you could like use that 4 times a stage, then intentional game over in the beginning of stage 3 or 4.
The main thing though is that this does come up with the issue of possibly burning out continues when you don't want them to. Because though this game does seem to be lenient on the amount of game overs and continues that you have, it does not have, or it does look like it has somewhat hard game overs. I don't know if we have the pace. I haven't read the pace bin myself, so I don't know if we have a level select code or something to deal with. But I mean, ideally we shouldn't need it based on the difficulty they're playing on.
So stages have checkpoints on death, game overs will restart the stage, and I assume that game over here means using a continue rather than running out. Running out probably just resets the entire game. But if you just add up like 9 lives times 3 plus 1 continues, then they have 36 lives to work with. Even though there are like few points where you want to die in the beginning of the stage or you lose time. But unless the difficulty curve is like a straight up wall in here. If TMR went past stage 1 without even being in really danger of dying, and some girl only died because she used the suicide skill. It looks like you really should be just prioritizing speed over here over anything else. Like, completely ignore damage.
The classic mystery tournament, being able to just have such a bite-sized piece of the game that just go fast is the option that's best for you. Sometimes it's all you need, go fast. Worried about dying? Don't worry about it, go fast.
Yeah, it's not even only just being bite-sized, it's that everything is set to like maximum resources and easy difficulty and so on, which is it's like makes sense because the alternative would basically be to hack your continues or something. You don't want people getting a hard game over in the final stage, so we just go maximum safety there. But yeah, it does lead to this.
Man, these are some stages that I am definitely vaguely remembering. Very much on the vague. Very much on the maybe definitely. It's the kind of game that I never really enjoyed, honestly, too much. Some of the like more walk forward and hit games, like I mean, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Fall of the Foot Clan. Everybody knows how much I whine about that freaking game.
So a moment ago, some girl got left behind by the platform. I'm not sure if I missed the, like, what do you call those bars? Things you hang from. Like if there was one on screen and I just didn't see it, or, but it looked like to me like, I wasn't even sure what she was supposed to do there. Yeah, like right here, what are you supposed to do? Is there a ledge? Is there a ledge grab in this game that you're supposed to use here?
Yes, there it is. There's TMR grabbing a ledge. Some girl also now grabbing onto ledges. This is good.
No, I don't mean like those horizontal bars, but like just an edge of a platform.
Oh,
yes, there isn't one of those background elements to hang from in that particular jump. So glancing over the page bin, apparently there's a double jump in the game, which I don't think I've seen them use, so that's probably it.
Oh yeah, no, you can just grab onto the bottom of it. Oh, I thought that was Doom for a moment there.
So I think some girl is now coming up to the spot that I've been talking about. Like, how are you supposed to get up here?
Oh. Double jump, wall jump, corner jump? I don't know. Oh, there's double jump. Oh, she's back in alive.
I wonder if there are some really weird controls in this game, because double jump seems like a kind of thing you would normally use just all the time if it exists in the game at all. I think that's the only place I've seen either of the players use it at all.
I wouldn't be surprised if the issue is double jump is stupid finicky in this game.
Yeah, the pacing does say the timing is fairly strict. But,
So we still have the problem where some girl is just using the... Okay, we're using ninjutsu, which is good against boss. But is still mostly using the, is mostly using the kunai. And just doesn't seem to know about the sword slashing.
she used one life bomb, but I wonder why she's not just spamming it. Okay, there we go.
boss down just instantly. Those are gonna be good time catch-ups for her if she's just spamming those against the bosses.
Yeah, I was just wondering if missing the double jump would be a deciding factor here. She lost a lot of time to having to redo that climb section a couple of times. Yeah, I was gonna comment about her choosing to not do an intentional game over, but it seems like it's gonna be really slow to kill yourself in this game. Maybe she could use this skill, but still several times. Probably gonna do that in the beginning of stage 4.
Yeah, 5 lives is the kind of...
She has 4 lives, which is less than the starting lives in this game, but using how much they've actually spent them, it's actually not that small of a number.
The other issue, though, is that you gotta weigh how long it's going to take an intentional game over to actually happen. Because, like, if we've got 4 lives here that we have to churn through in order to take an intentional game over, it might take a little while, and you might have been able to clear the stage.
Yeah, that's definitely a factor. I kind of touched that too, but yeah, if you could instantly throw them away, I definitely would. But I think here you want to just keep going.
TMR now facing off against everybody's favorite enemy, antlions. Watch out, they'll reduce you to 1 HP. And also weird brain dude in the background.
Just standing there menacingly.
I mean, if you were a weird brain dude that could, I guess, do some sort of brain zaps or something.
Yeah, that's actually happening. Like, there's this crosshair on the screen. Looks like it's similar to, like, Battletoads Stage 1 boss.
Oh no, some girl getting defeated by double jumping again. And TMR is through to face off against the big ugly himself.
Did she just, like, accidentally jump up the last time? Mashing button. Oh, never mind, there's a double jump again.
TMR is doing really well in this race here.
Yeah, it's the kind of game I would expect him to excel at.
It really is. Like, I think, what, Alien Soldier was another game that I've seen him do really well at. I might be making up him playing that, but he's absolutely doing really well in the lead here. Is that boss down?
Yeah, question from chat, who's in the lead? TMR is. TMR is in stage 3 boss, and some girl is earlier in stage 3.
It's just boss digging.
Kind of a full section behind. The goal of the race is beat stage 4, so they have 1 left after this. Again, some girl enters the final section of stage 3 as TMR is entering stage 4. But yeah, basically if your game is like this exact kind of old platformer thing, like, or any kind of action game really, where you just go and figure out things on the fly, TMR is gonna just fly through it. His weakness is stop having to read or think, basically. I'm not entirely sure how he does in puzzle games. He might actually just blow through some of the more straightforward ones through just trial and error. Like one match I remember specifically was TMR drew Nova the Squirrel in the last mystery tournament. It's a game I've been super excited about myself, just outside blind racing. and I expected him to do really well in that. But the issue is that the game has a few non-intuitive mechanics, and the way they're explained is like in blind spots in the game. And the pavement was like, yeah, early on stuff to read the signs, they explain you how the mechanics work, and TMR just refused, and eventually got walled by that. It was
some girl's finally slashing with her sword, by the way.
Yeah, it looked like she made it through the last section faster than TMR did.
Unfortunately, she's still a full boss fight behind. Yeah, TMR is the kind of player that's just better with reflexes than you know, having to stop and ponder. I mean, sometimes that's, you know, some people have that kind of strength. And strong in one aspect, weak in another. And that's why I love Mystery Tournament, though, is because it changes and tests all different, like, sets of that. You can't just be action-oriented or just, like, puzzle-oriented. You gotta be a bit of both, because you never know what you're gonna get.
Okay, I was scared there for a moment. Some girl went for the suicide attack with 1 life remaining, and you're never exactly sure whether lives 1 means that you're on your last one, or if you have 1 extra life still remaining. That would have been really bad if it just ended the game right there.
Oh, those were, in fact, the explosions are, in fact, suicides. Huh. And if she gets the Jitsu in between, the downside is now she's got to take that intentional game over pretty quickly, but she's on an auto-scroller here.
Oh, she also gained an extra life somehow. Was it from 100,000 points?
Is she just trying to get an enemy on screen to, like, detonate, or what here? Okay, no, she's trying to go for the... She's definitely trying to take the intentional game over.
Does she not realize she got an extra life, or did she just forget about getting the first death with the...
I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know how she's pondering doing this. Oh, can't use ninjutsu on a surfboard might be the thing. No, because TMR used one on the surfboard. This is going to be an unfortunate time loss. Her explosions there have cost her needing to use game over, while TMR has just been breezing through everything right now. Like, she needs some really unfortunate boss fights for TMR to come up in order to catch up at this point.
I would say the major time losses on some girl's side have come from elsewhere. I think that even with this unfortunately slow game over, she's probably just about even with having faster boss fights and on the other hand losing time here.
Is that all the way back to the start of the stage, or was that our screen? That wasn't too far back, was it? Let me see how far back that was.
Yeah, game over goes to the beginning of the stage.
Well, that was just a simple... I was talking about on TMR. He did fell into a pit there.
Oh yeah, there are checkpoints for normal deaths. I don't think there's anything to mark them, so it's just someplace.
Probably just like a little bit distance behind.
Yeah, in the stage 2 climb where we saw repeated deaths from both, like that one tricky spot that required a double jump, I think that sent you like 3 screens or so back.
Oh, some girl needed that health a moment ago. Deaths on auto-scrollers are costly. TMR now facing off against what looks like a boss fight here. Is it the stage boss? Probably. It looked like that might have been about the right time. Nah, that can't be it.
That looks pretty easy for a boss.
Okay, there we go. There we go. Now we got the phase 2. I'm like, that just can't be.
Yeah, so it is the boss, but it's a multi-phase boss.
Throw that thunder.
TMR
Trying to go for damage trading here. Generous iframes, but all exploded away.
Oh, taking a normal death resets the boss fight. So that would actually be a use for the suicide on YouTube. Like you can use it to...
Just refill your health.
Yeah. Avoid that happening.
Some girls got Jet Dude approaching, but TMR is in a much, like, she's gotta have TMR fail this fight. But unfortunately, he does not look like that's gonna happen for her. I say unfortunately for her. Oh, I don't know. This is vicious missiles. Is this another death for TMR?
Yeah, I don't think TMR has used the sacrifice YouTube at any point in the race, so it's probably unaware of the option.
Nope, TMR did some good heads-up play here in the finale. The extra health is gonna be a big thing. Runs out of kunai, but that's okay. The game's got his back. You just gotta play it patient. The boss is flickering. Some girl now moving onto the stage itself. TMR tries the damage race, does not succeed. Down to 5 lives. I think TMR's got it this time, though. Gonna play it much more safely. Some girl still an entire stage section behind. Some girl an entire fraction of a stage. Yeah, I realize that's what I was saying with that.
Yeah, so I was just rereading the paste bin. I kind of missed it initially because originally I opened it up, then it looked like we were redrawing, so I just closed it. And then we did, and then I brought it back up just as the race had already started, so kind of missed it. But yeah, one of the 4 ninja skills actually gives you a higher jump. So I think that would have also worked in there, in the stage 2 thing.
That would have been really handy, yeah. Is able to just tear apart. Now has the life to actually... I mean, I'd probably, with this much health, go for the damage trade and just try to just slash away at this point.
You don't know that this is the last phase. I would be really pissed if I went for the damage race and then the boss came back once more.
That's fair. But I don't know. I mean, the thing's blowing up pretty hardcore. It's exploding now. I think that's probably going to be it. There it is. TMR has finished. TMR is officially done with a time of 26:33.
Oh, and some girl falls into a pit. Is this actually the first place in the game so far where you can instantly die? I don't think I saw anything in the first 3 stages.
Didn't expect what, the actual restream, Maurice? Now, I've been Zeldaing all day. I'm up right now. Oh, TMR beating some girl. It's fair too. Now, this is definitely the kind of game that TMR is absolutely good at. Just nothing but heads up play, straight up action, moving forward.
Yeah, like before the game getting drawn, I might have placed Some Girl as a favorite, but after seeing what they were actually playing, I would definitely go with TMR.
And here we have TMR.
Hello.
How are you doing? How are you feeling after that match?
Well, I feel like I played kind of bad.
We've definitely...
that elevator part is very rough.
I think really a big thing that's really helped you right now is that some girl did try to go for an intentional game over, which cost her 2 lives in at the start of the auto-scroller. Because she's been using the self-destruct jutsu more, which was really beneficial during boss fights, but unfortunately she died at a few places that really put her behind right now. But you managed to, I mean, you got the kind of game that, like, you're pretty notoriously good at here. Just pure reaction, move forward, take them down. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, it's just, in general, because it was easy, like, the bosses, like, if you have health, just brute force them. I think that was kind of like my strat to go, because it's easy difficulty. But I did not remember many things. I mean, I have been told that Some Girl is quite good at playing blind games, so I was trying to go fast. Once I die at the freaking elevator, I was like, oh man. Then I die again. I was like, oh. I remember that was a very tricky jump, like, to make it. I don't know how much Some Girl struggled there, but I remember when I tried that, like, some time ago, like a few years maybe, it was very difficult. So during the elevator, I was trying to get the timing down of how to do the double jump, because it's very particular, because you have to hold the button. Like the guy jumps the same height, you hold or not hold the button most of the time, but for the double jump you have to hold it in a very particular time. And yeah, that once you clear that, then it's fine. And also at the end of the elevator, I got lucky that I didn't have to wait till the very top. Like, I was just jumping around trying to kill enemies, and I just skipped like probably 7 seconds.
Some Girl is tearing this boss apart with the explosions.
Yeah, this... see, like, that is why, like, because of that stage, I was like, man, I have played this game, but, you know, like, they just make, like, kind of the same game in different presentations, I think. And I did not play the Sega one because of the music. Alright, Some Girl just finished. But yeah, that boss in the water, the robot, I think it's quite good, and it's quite challenging even in this difficulty. I used the fire. I thought it was kind of strong, but I almost got him killed one attempt, but at the end it just attacked me with the special attack, so I had to redo it again. And yeah, that was pretty much it.
Yeah, the stage 2 climb, and especially the part with the required double jump, was where Some Girl lost a ton of time too. She died twice or thrice in that one part. But I think you were just making faster progress in the stages. So.
Yeah, probably. I was just familiarized. Like the one with the conveyor belts. I kind of knew that I had to go to the right, then to the left, and then to the right. So I don't know. But I remember the very first time in a different Shinobi game, I got there. Like I fall quite a few times. Like I also went to the left. Like when I played the game, I was, well, not this time for the race, but when I first played the game, I was kind of exploring left and right. That's why at some point I kind of feel like there was some health in top, because I knew there were like power-ups and stuff like that. It's quite punishing, like losing the power-up with one hit. Like It's very useful, but probably if you go slow, but in a mystery tournament setting, definitely is not. It's not very useful, that power up.
Onobius. There we go. Well, you did manage to. I mean, you took the win decisively there, and that's going to move you into winners 5. You're only 2 matches, or no, winners 4. You're only 2 matches away from top 8, so you're doing pretty well during this tournament here. And some girl is down but not out, still entering the losers bracket here, and is going to be facing off against her opponent pretty soon there. But yeah, it was a very good show. You did a lot of good heads-up plays against some of those bosses and the like. And I think that you did a really good job, especially after taking the 2 deaths on the final boss of that fight. Just like taking it nice and casually and cool and trying to make sure that you stayed alive.
Yeah, the very first one was just. I mean, I noticed I was really low, and I was like, no, there's no way I'm beating it in this attempt. So I just kind of took the death. Then yeah, the other one was trying to beat him, but he beat me. Yeah, the last one, the third is the charm, people say.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, my friend. Polari as well, thank you so much for joining me on commentary. That is going to be, I think we have, let's take a look at what we've got on the